apparently some spooky stuff's going on at the Denver airport.
Not just spooky, but satanic, extraterrestrial.
Nothing's going over our heads though. Who built the Denver airport? Well, construction workers obviously, but who is really behind it all? Some say the NWO. Not Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and Hogan, but the real New World Order, who in this case are said to have ties to the Third Reich, and this is not too sweet. Some say when you look at the airport in aerial view, like with this picture here, you can see a certain symbol that was unfortunately co-opted by the Germans in World War II. And I guess you can kind of see it if you look hard enough. Does seem like a pretty obvious clue for a secretive organization hell-bent on world domination to leave behind though, especially seeing as everyone gets a chance to see the airport from overhead, because, you know, it's an airport. But this isn't the only clue. The airport has a dedication marker that credits an organization called the New World Airport Commission for building it. That organization that doesn't actually exist though. According to the Denver Public Library Special Collections and Archives website though, this New World Airport Commission was part of a short-lived campaign to drum up publicity when the airport opened. They say it was just a marketing stunt. The guy behind it, Charles Anschascher, was a conductor for the Colorado Springs Symphony, and he apparently picked the name to honor Antonin Dvorak's New World Symphony. At least that's what they say.
A new world order or a new world worship? Well, maybe both, because the artwork adorning the walls inside of the Denver airport have led many locals and others to believe that the entire building is actually dedicated to satanic worship rather than a smooth travel experience. Why? Well, there's a few reasons. First off, the rumors. Before the construction of the airport was even complete, stories began making their way through the social circles of Denver natives. Stories that involved secret societies and underground bunkers, as well as the airport creators' particular fondness for the devil. While this might seem like a classic case of he said, she said, when you take into account the fact that the rumors started before the airport was even fully built, and then combine those rumors with a mural painted by Leo Taguma containing the words war, violence, hate, you kind of see where these people are coming from. In fact, one religious minister actually declared the mural to be satanic, and others have claimed to have seen demons when they look at the painting for too long. There's also gargoyle sculptures that have quite an uncanny resemblance to certain biblical depictions of the devil, and then of course there is this sculpture of a big blue satanic horse, but I'll let James tell you about that one.
I very much wanted to talk about the big blue horse sculpture. One of the most terrifying specters of the Denver airport. It's not a ghost or anything like that. It's not the lizard people living underground. No, everything pales in comparison to the infamous sculpture of a blue horse with piercing red eyes. And why is that? Well, this sculpture is said to be a harbinger of doom, a nod to the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And not only that, but the thing is said to be cursed. The sculpture was officially named Blue Mustang by its creator, Luis Jimenez, who completed it in 2008, but locals know it simply as Lucifer, that's a combo of two words there, blue and Lucifer, if you didn't notice. Now, aside from the piece's ominous appearance, it really gets its cursed reputation after an accident that happened to the artist himself during its construction. Jimenez never saw the completed project. In 2006, a piece of the sculpture fell and landed on him, severing an artery in his leg. His son then went on to complete it.
So far, all signs point to the airport being run by Satanists, New World Order enthusiasts, and also flat earthers, which might just be the worst of the three. That's a joke, calm down. Apparently the airport is set to soon release a mural of a 30-year-old world map that proves flat earth theory. While it has not yet been installed in the airport, the theory was supported when, just a few weeks after the news broke, a massive flat earth conference was held in the city. Is this concrete evidence that the airport has jumped down the flat earth theory rabbit hole? No. But a quote from the organizer of the conference is pretty funny, so I figured I'd go ahead and share it with you guys anyway. In an interview about the conference, Robbie Davidson said, "We don't believe we're on a pancake flying through space, but instead that the flat earth is stationary and the sun and stars revolve around it." Sure, buddy.
Have you heard the wild theory about the Denver International Airport being a secret base for the Illuminati? No? Well, I bet they prefer it that way, but old Jimmy's here to blow the whole thing up. Yeah, apparently the Illuminati chills out at this airport too. First off, there's this time capsule that's said to be buried somewhere on the grounds, which is set to be opened in 2094, apparently. As for what's in this time capsule, your guess is as good as mine, but it supposedly has symbols linked to the Freemasons, the secret society that's been operating since the 18th century, said to, of course, have ties to the Illuminati. Another reason why some people think there's something fishy about the Denver airport is that it ended up costing way more than what was originally planned and took way longer to build, so some folks believe the Illuminati money was used to finish the job in exchange for secret access to the property. On top of that, the story goes that the first 5 buildings of the airport weren't built properly, and instead of tearing them down, they were buried with more buildings being constructed on top, making for the perfect cover for an underground lair.
There's the Illuminati, and then there's aliens. Depending on who you are more interested in one than the other, but it seems as though Denver Airport is actually equally as interested in both. In fact, they even have an alien skull that they claim to be fake, but that is probably real, on display in the Conspiracy Theories Uncovered gallery located inside of the airport. Not only do they have an alien skull along with some other alien artifacts on display, apparently they also have aliens, either dead or alive, residing underneath the airport as well. Secret tunnels located underneath the airport are supposedly home to the meeting place of the world's elite and all of their dirty little secrets, including but not limited to aliens. More on that now from James.
There's said to be secret bunkers built under the Denver airport. If you really think about it, secret underground bunkers in a place so outwardly focused on air travel, I mean, that kind of does make sense. Now, what are these secret bunkers said to be built for? The world elite? Lizard people? Do they contain alien specimens or secret government weapons? Yes, 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 and yes, at least according to the theories. First off, there actually is a huge network of underground tunnels beneath the airport. There's a train that runs between the concourses, and there used to be an automated baggage system that's now defunct. But some folks believe these tunnels are hiding way more than just trains and old baggage systems. They think there are underground bunkers down there, possibly built by or even hiding lizard people or alien life forms. The idea is that these bunkers will serve as a safe haven for the world's elite during the apocalypse as well.
Out of all of the theories surrounding the Denver airport, perhaps the most disappointing one is that it is somehow connected with the extreme ideologies put forth by the former leader of Germany during World War II. The theory came about when an image of the airport's runways were released, taken at a bird's eye view. Many people were quick to make the connection between the shape of the runways to a certain symbol adorned by a certain middle mustached man and his army during the Second World War. While the airport seems to enjoy many of the theories surrounding its true purpose, this is one that it actually actively has spoken out against, claiming that its runways are in fact a reference to silver and gold based on their atomic symbols as seen on the periodic table of elements. Unfortunately, that seems like a stretch, but so does the comparison. I don't know if I believe them. I think you might be reaching on this one, guys.
There's also other ominous artwork at the Denver airport aside from the Lucifer sculpture, artwork that's said to contain some creepy clues that may point to the end of the world. There are some pretty well-known murals by artist Leo Tanguma, mainly Children of the World Dream of Peace and Harmony with Nature, that some think are kinda disturbing, possibly even containing nods to the NWO. The backdrop of In Peace and Harmony with Nature is all fiery, and some of the pieces feature pained expression. Yeah, disturbing, but with all that said, there's a stark contrast in these images as well. Happier, peaceful sections too, and according to Tanguma, his pieces were created to encourage peace and harmony with nature, or so he says.
So, like I said, Denver Airport has really embraced many of the conspiracy theories surrounding it, so much so that they opened a museum dedicated to aliens and UFOs. I personally feel like at this point they are just blatantly waving the truth in our faces because they know that anyone who takes these conspiracy theories as truth will inevitably be shunned by the masses. But between their murals, statues, and runways, it seems as though the whole thing is either one big super expensive elaborate prank or a very legitimate statement just hiding in plain sight. And it seems as though they are loving the interest, even going so far as to custom make construction posters when performing updates to the airport, posters like this one. I don't know, you guys, are we feeling any of these theories, or do we think they might just be a bit too far-fetched? Or are we like super grounded in the legitimacy of everything that James and I have said today because we are legitimate people? We exist, and so do the aliens in the airport.
So that's what we say.
Cheers.